Hello everyone and welcome to my channel of Self-Value Investing, a channel where knowledge on investment is being shared regularly with the objective of growing your capital towards the ultimate goal of achieving financial freedom. In today's video, I'll be talking about 5 indicators that is used to filter favorable stocks. A company normally sells a product or service in exchange for money. This is what we normally call revenue. When we look into the formula of earnings per share, it is known as the net profit divided by the number of outstanding shares. A good company will try to seek to balance its cost and profit of sales at first, and then strive to lower its cost of production, which in turn contributes to more profit. A favorable stock will have consistent growth of earnings per share throughout the past years of operating. This indicator will give us an insight of the company's profitability. It can also be attributed with its economic moat. Economic moat is the ability to maintain or prevent competitors from snatching away a company's market share or long-term profits. The best example of a company with a great economic moat would be Apple and their iTunes account. If you are used to using iPhone and MacBook and have all your data stored in them, and when your electronic devices spoil, you will tend to go back to Apple product. And why is that? Because you are so used to their ecosystem, and switching over to Android products would incur a high switching cost. The second indicator will be return on equity. Return on equity is normally measured in terms of percentage. The higher the percentage of ROE, the better it is. It measures the time required for you to regain your capital of investment. For example, your capital of investment in a share is 10k, with the net profit of the business being 2k annually at a constant rate. Your return on equity will be 20%. This will mean in 5 years down the road, you will have regained all your capital, and the 6th year onwards will be the start of your capital growth. The third indicator will be price to earning ratio. It is obtained by dividing the share price with the earnings per share. The PE ratio is calculated based on the past earnings of the company. However, a forward PE ratio can also be obtained by using the forecasted earnings of the company. The PE ratio can be positive or negative, which is an indicator of the company's value. PE ratio is normally used on a company's share in an apple-to-apple comparison. A high PE ratio company can be interpreted as being overvalued, or investors are expecting high growth rate from the company. The fourth indicator will be dividend per share. It is obtained by dividing the annual dividend of a company by its number of shares. Dividend is a sum of money that is normally given to shareholders when the company is making a profit. It can be seen as a form of appreciation given to shareholders for investing in the company. Let us take a look at McDonald's share as a case study. Let's just say you purchase 1,000 units of McDonald's share, and at the rate of $2.39 per share, you would have obtained dividend amounting up to $2,390. Dividends per share can also be represented by percentage, whereby it is known as dividend yield. Lastly, it is the net asset per share. It is net asset divided by the number of outstanding shares. This indicator should be the least in consideration during selection of stocks, as it normally means what you will be left with when the company goes bankrupt. During a recession or when a company files for bankruptcy, they will normally sell off their assets to pay off whatever liabilities or debts left. After selling off everything, that is the money per share you will obtain when the company goes bankrupt. For example, if a company has a net asset per share of $4, you will have obtained $4 per share upon its bankruptcy. If you do find my video informative, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe as well as turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on the upcoming video.